Hey guys, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thank you as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. Today I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of three great Keurig single-serve coffee makers. That's the Keurig B40, a great entry-level machine, the Keurig B60, very nice middle-of-the-road machine, and the Cadillac of Keurigs, the Keurig B70. Let's go ahead and dive in, show you some of the features of each of these machines, and of course, brew some coffee. All right guys, so right offhand, you're going to notice that the B40 and the B60 are essentially the same size machine. They're very much the same in their size, however the B60 does offer features that the B40 does not. The B70 is a little bit bigger than both of those machines, and that's because it has a larger water reservoir and it does offer some more brew options than the B60 and the B40 do. So let's go ahead and go over some of those options. First off, the water reservoir on the B40 and the B60, those are 48-ounce water reservoirs. On the B70, we have a 60-ounce water reservoir. And that's because there's a lot more brew sizes on the B70 than there are in the other two machines, so you can definitely use that extra water to your advantage. Each of these machines brews the same way. They use the Keurig brew basket system, which is real easy to use. Just open up the brew basket, pop in a K-cup. There's a needle on the top and a needle on the bottom, which will puncture that pre-sealed K-cup and get you ready to start brewing. So they all brew the same way. It makes them very easy to use. When it comes to some of the bells and whistles between these different machines, there are some distinct differences. The B40 definitely has the least bells and whistles. It's got a very simple LED system on the top of the unit which tells you to add water, descale, if it's heating, if the auto off feature is on, and of course if the machine is turned on. And then you only have two brew sizes on the B40. On the B60, you move up a little bit. You have an LED screen which will give you a quick overview of what's going on with the machine and also allow you to do some of the programmability features with this machine, such as setting the brew temperature, setting the clock, setting an automatic on-off time, and various things like that. You also get more brew sizes with the B60. You get a small, a medium, and a large brew size on this machine. We move up to the B70, you get the most options of all. You've got this nice big LCD screen right here, which gives you access to all the different features of the machine. Again, you can program the temperature for your brew on this machine and on the B60. You can go down to 187 degrees. You can go all the way up to 192 degrees if you like a bit of a hotter brew. You get a lot more brew sizes on the B70, and to see all of those, I'm just going to open and close the brew basket. And now on my LCD screen right here, I've got 5 different brew sizes that I have access to. Now I can set a default brew size on the machine if I would like in order to set the size that I prefer to brew with. But this gives you a lot of different options, especially if you're making iced drinks, because if you make use of the smallest brew size, the 4-ounce or the 6-ounce, you can make an iced drink very quickly, and then you can go up to the larger sizes for very large tumblers, different hot drinks, and various things like that. So that's something that's very, very useful on the B70. You can do a lot of that on the B60 and a little less so on the B40, but all of these machines will make use of K-cups, give you access to brewing coffees, teas, as well as iced drinks, and some of the more unconventional things you can do with these machines, such as hot oatmeals, cup of noodles, and really anything else that requires hot water, such as hot cocoa mixes, maybe ciders, various things like that. So you do get a lot of different options with all of these different machines. So each one also, I should mention, has a removable tray. You can just pull that tray out. That way you have access to being able to drop in a larger tumbler, an ice tumbler, various things like that. So let's go ahead and jump in and just brew some coffee, because that's what these machines do best, right? So I'm just going to open up each one, and I'm going to go ahead and select some K-cups. And as always, K-cups are pre-sealed and ready to go. Got all the coffee that you need. Depending on the strength of the brew that you like, you're going to want to choose a K-cup which matches your own personal preference. You can get extra bold K-cups, you can get light versions, various things like that. Or if you decide to brew your own coffee using an awesome option such as the Echo Brew or Solo Fill cup, you can brew your own coffee and modify the strength of your brew. Also going to be able to modify the strength depending on the cup size that you make use of. So just keep that in mind, guys, when you're diving into single serve coffee with any of these machines, that you're going to be able to dial in your flavor a little differently depending on each of these machines. Okay, so let's close these guys up. Each time I close this, double needle system punctures holes in the K-cup and gets them ready to brew. Let's go ahead and make use of our large tumbler over here on the B70. And to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and select the largest cup size, which I can do just using these buttons on the left and right of the menu button right here on the B70. And I'm going to go ahead and start brewing because that guy's going to take a little bit. We'll let him get started. Then over here on the B60, I'm going to go ahead and just use the middle cup size, which is something that I use a lot. This is 7 1/4 ounces. Start that guy brewing. And over here on the B40, again, let's go ahead and use the smallest cup size, which is 8 ounces, and then we have a 10 ounce for the large cup size. So you see how quickly each of these machines is brewing. And that's something that you're going to have access to with each of these machines, is the speed of being able to brew a cup of coffee incredibly fast. And when you're all done, because you have a water reservoir attached to each of these machines, the water is ready to go and you can brew another cup immediately. So that's an awesome thing, guys, is how much time you're going to save. You're also going to save money because, let's face it, guys, with drip-style coffee machines, how much coffee would we usually waste? We would always have leftover. We might use too little grounds. We might use too much. We're always constantly looking for that sweet spot when it comes to finding the flavor that we really like with our coffee, and we don't have to do that if we make use of single-serve coffee because those K-cups are pre-measured, or using our own coffee, we can dial in the flavor exactly, not have too much waste, and that's something that I really love about single-serve coffee. So there you go, guys. That's 3 cups of coffee made between these 3 machines literally in just about a minute. So that's pretty darn good when you come right down to it. And you can see some differing color in each of these just depending on the brew size that I make use of. And of course, each of these is going to taste a little bit different. So it really depends on how you like your coffee to be brewed. If you like to have a lot of different options for brewing, cup sizes, temperature settings, things like that, check out the B70, a little more expensive, but definitely a great option for going into single serve coffee. If you like to have some of those bells and whistles, but you don't need a whole lot of cup sizes, check out the B60, great middle of the range machine to get into the world of single serve coffee with. And if you're not too sure if you're going to like single serve coffee yet, or maybe you don't need that many bells and whistles, the B40, awesome entry level machine, gives you those 2 brew sizes, and just very, very quick and easy to make use of. And of course, with all of these, you can make a large array of different drinks, including iced drinks, guys. That's something that's very cool. You can get a K-cup specifically for iced drinks, make iced coffees, iced teas, and a lot of awesome beverages, all with these machines. So there you go, guys. Quick overview of the Keurig B70, B60, and B40. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some frequently asked questions about these 3 machines. The first thing that a lot of folks always wonder about is, what are they going to cost me? Well, the B40, being an entry-level machine, is about $100, give or take, depending on how you get it, and you'll want to check out Aromacup.com for some great pricing and places you can buy these machines. The B60, which is one that I love and use pretty much every single day, comes in at about $130. And then the Cadillac of these machines, the B70, usually about $180. Of course, to find great deals on all these, you'll want to check out Aromacup.com because we'll show you how you can save money on all these machines. So before you go to a boutique shop or specialty shop, check out Aromacup.com because we'll show you the best way to save money on each of these Keurig machines. All right, guys. Everyone's wondering about the bottom line differences between each of these machines. So let me just go ahead and go through them real quickly. Both the B40 and the B60 have the same size water reservoir, 48 ounces. The B70 has a 60-ounce water reservoir. Big difference between all of these machines is the different brew sizes you can make use of. Again, on the B40, we only have the 8 and the 10 ounce, a small and a large essentially, just 2 brew sizes. Coming up to the B60, we have 3 brew sizes. We've got a 5 1/4 ounce, 7 1/4 ounce, and a 9 1/4 ounce accessible from this machine. And moving over to the B70, we have 5 brew sizes, so this gives you the most options. You've got your 4, your 6, your 8, your 10, and your 12-ounce brew sizes. So this is a great machine for doing iced drinks and a large wealth of various hot drinks that you can also make using the B70. The other big difference between these machines, the B40 does not give you the ability to program the temperature at which the machine will brew your coffee. It's going to stay at the factory temperature setting. However, if you go to the B60 and the B70, you can program the temperature setting for both of these machines. Starts at around 187 degrees from the factory standard, goes up to 192 degrees. So if you like a hotter brew, the B60 and the B70 are going to give you those options. Everything else on these machines is pretty standard. Same K-cups, same brew baskets, and same removable trays and various things like that. Those are the bottom line differences between these machines. And of course, if you have any questions about these machines, feel free to hit us up in the comments, because that's what we do here at Aromacup.com. We help you to demystify the world of single-serve coffee making. So ask your questions, we'll be happy to help answer them for you.